What is going on, everybody? I am back today to talk about a found footage film from 2007 that I saw some people discussing online recently that I'd never heard of before. And I read the plot description for this, and it sounded like something that would be right up my alley. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of found footage. It is one of my favorite genres of film, and I try to cover a lot of like more hidden or underground found footage movies that don't necessarily get spotlight, like something like the Blair Witch Project or movies like Lake Mungo or Creep or films that have kind of been at the forefront for a while now. And so I'm always really excited to watch hidden gems like this. And the movie I'm going to be telling you about today is Exhibit A. Exhibit A is directed by Dom Rotheroe. Exhibit A tells the timely story of a normal family disintegrating under financial pressure. All is not as it seems as the King family goes about their day to day lives, oblivious of the horror to come. Dad Andy is nursing a secret that ultimately leads to terrible consequences for them all. We witness these chilling events unfold through daughter Judith's video camera, which subsequently becomes Exhibit A. So, I was super excited to watch this movie. Like I said, I am a huge fan of found footage. I love the format, I love the genre, and this is one of the best found footage movies that I have watched in quite some time. The word I would use to describe this is harrowing. It is incredibly disturbing. It's very unsettling. And more than anything, it's just really sad. And I feel like the movie does a phenomenal job building you to that point. It's a horror movie in the sense that it's like real life horror. It is real life things that could happen that would be disturbing and horrifying and sickening. But as per found footage usual, it takes its time and for good reason. This movie does a phenomenal job character building and revealing things through subtle actions. It's funny, I said this in my Letterboxd review, but there are moments of this movie that honestly reminded me of what I love about Michael Haneke as a filmmaker, which is patience in revealing things through mundane dialogue or actions that a normal director probably wouldn't do to get information across to an audience. And that's the biggest compliment that I can pay this director. And I'm excited to tell you about this movie a little bit today. So, the beginning of the movie, we literally get a title card from the local police, essentially saying that we're watching a video that is evidence in a murder case that has happened recently. And that's all we know. So, we know something horrible is going to happen, but we don't necessarily know to what extent. And so the camera starts playing, and we're getting narration from Judith, who lives at home with her dad, Andy, her mom, Sheila, and her brother, Joe. And they seem to have a relatively normal family dynamic. Her dad is like a lovable goofball from everything that we see early on. He tells jokes, he collects a lot of comedy props, and he's always goofing around with the kids and seems to be genuinely in love with his wife. And so at the beginning of the movie, everything is seemingly normal, and we learn little bits and pieces of information about our character Judith, who we're seeing most of the movie through her eyes. I think she's a teenager, probably pushing like 16, 17. We learn really early on that she has a secret crush on her neighbor Claire, and we can tell that, like, being a younger person, especially in the 2007, where being a queer person wouldn't necessarily be as easy as it is now in this era, where it probably wouldn't have been as easily acceptable. We see her kind of going through the emotions of like coming to terms with who she is as a person. And I thought that was a really interesting thing to add on into the movie. And it worked really well for that character building purpose. And so we get that early on, and like she's recording the girl next door, and she like wants to figure out a way to talk to her. Well, early on in the movie, we learn that the family is looking to purchase a house next to the beach, and the dad is in line to get a new promotion at work. And we can see kind of through his actions the promotion probably isn't going to go through, but he's trying to really build up his wife as like we're going to get this house that we really can't afford. And that he comes home and tells them that he got the promotion, but it seems like the way he acts, he probably didn't. It seems like he's lying about it. And after that series of events, he tries to start doing things to make money quicker for the family so that when they purchase the house, it won't leave them in financial ruin. And so it's all about what happens to the family after this series of events and the lies that the father tells and how that impacts the family overall. So, like I said, I thought this movie was absolutely incredible for a found footage film. I was completely and totally blown away. This movie made me feel incredibly uncomfortable. It was deeply saddening, and I feel like, it's very much a testament to how important communication is in a family. It is so important in a family to communicate and talk and be open and honest, because secrets in families, hiding things from family, it destroys them, and it really is the truth. And I think this movie kind of showcases that to the most extreme degree. One of the things that works so well about this movie is the amazing performances. This feels like a real family. The dynamics between these people feel established, they feel realistic, and that's what I liked so much about this. As I was watching it, I kind of forgot that I was watching a movie, and that is the biggest compliment that I can ever pay to a director, is feeling like I'm not watching a movie anymore, being completely and totally swept away in what's going on screen. And that is because of the natural chemistry of these characters. And I loved the actor who played the dad. I feel like just the way his character sort of shifts over time throughout the movie, it was just very, very impressive. Like some really amazing performances, and that makes the movie completely and totally worth watching. I also love, the handheld camera stuff in found footage either irritates people or works well. But in this movie, it worked really well, coming from the perspective of this daughter who's been gifted this camcorder, and she's just filming her family's day to day life. And when her dad starts acting weird, she films it to try to figure out what's going on with him, because he's acting really strange. And so it works perfectly for the movie. It's always believable why the camera is turned on. And that's one of the reasons why in found footage sometimes I'll complain. If there's not a reason for filming, I'll get irritated. But this movie, it felt like there was always a reason for the camera to be on. And I love how slow burn and methodical this is, and the intentional patience of the director in just letting things slowly spiral out of control. It's like eating away at this family. And I think that's so very true to families who experience trauma, especially when it comes to the parental figures hiding things from their kids or hiding things from the other partner, that cause the family to slowly dissolve. It's not always like one immediate thing that completely causes everything to blow up. It's normally small actions. And that's what I liked so much about this. I feel like it's very symbolic of the importance of honesty and transparency in a family, and communication in a family. Because if you hide things, eventually they'll be found out, and they will cause an issue. And I thought that this movie just did an amazing job showing to the most extreme degree what those things can do. And then, like, the interesting part about the father is, it's like early on his intentions, you can tell he's trying to appease his wife and he's trying to do these things, but when they don't work out in his favor, it starts to spiral him out of control. And it's just so fascinating to see someone who thinks they're doing the right thing eventually go so far to where what they're doing is horrible and terrible. And I just thought that that was really fascinating to watch, the psychological decline of this character and how it directly impacts the remainder of the people in the family. And it was just a really phenomenal watch. I feel like I don't ever hear this movie talked about, and it was a really excellent found footage movie. And I think if you're a found footage fan, you'll find something to love about this. Have you seen Exhibit A? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I loved this movie. I thought that it was so well done. I really appreciated it a lot, and I'm excited to watch it again. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material, and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.